This is the Scholarlynk news for 18th November 2020. Malls at Singapore's main shopping district, Orchard Road, are scaling down on their Christmas decorations amid the COVID-19 pandemic. In addition, there will be no street level activities such as pop up stores and performances. This is most likely due to the poor performance of the retail sector. The recent closing of major department store Robinsons may have also caused other malls to be more cautious in their spending. Shoppers have noticed less and smaller Christmas trees as well as empty spaces in front of malls. Some malls have taken the opportunity to focus on their sustainability efforts, using more recycled materials in their decorations. Think about it. With more people switching to online shopping during the pandemic, is it still relevant for malls to splurge on decorations for the Christmas season? Grab has urged its users to stay vigilant after police reports were made over unauthorized transactions made using its e-wallet. Those transactions went through despite anti-fraud measures being in place. If a fraudulent transaction does not differ too much from a normal transaction, it may not be picked up by anti-fraud technologies. In addition, there are other methods which criminals may use that are harder to detect. Grab has reminded users not to share their personal account information with others. Think about it. Have you ever been a victim or known someone who has been a victim to online fraud? What are some of the ways we can better protect ourselves? In Malaysia, a drug syndicate was crippled with the arrest of its mastermind and 11 others, as well as the seizure of drugs worth 2.16 million ringgit. The suspects were arrested in 8 separate raids that took place in Kedah and Penang. Aside from 8 Malaysians, a woman from Laos and 3 Bangladeshi men were arrested. The total amount of drugs seized amounted to 872 slabs of marijuana weighing 865.7 kilograms. It is believed that the drugs were smuggled into Malaysia from a neighboring country using fishing boats. Police also confiscated 6 vehicles worth 210,000 Malaysian ringgit. Think about it. Which do you think is more effective in stopping drug abuse? Arresting the smugglers to cut off supply or educating potential abusers, thus eliminating demand? Indonesia is grappling with a significant increase in medical waste during the COVID-19 pandemic. A shortage of waste processing facilities has forced the government to allow hospitals to burn their waste even if they don't have a license to do so. The volume of medical waste has increased by 30 to 50%. It is estimated that every day during the coronavirus outbreak, 88 tons of medical waste went unprocessed. Much of the waste ended up polluting the country's rivers. The Environment Ministry had issued a circular on waste management, which gave room for hospitals and health facilities without a license to burn their medical waste using incinerators at a minimum temperature of 800 degrees Celsius. However, there is still the issue of space, as some healthcare facilities are located near residential areas, which makes it harder to process hazardous waste. Think about it. Lack of medical supplies versus lack of waste management facilities. Which do you think has a greater impact on society? International student enrollment at colleges and universities throughout the US have dropped sharply amid the pandemic. Enrollment of new international students was down by almost half, and 90% of higher education institutes reported that foreign students have deferred attendance to a later term. International students make up about 5.5% of students at institutes of higher learning. California remains the most populous state for foreign students, with over 160,000 students. About 44% of international students in California are from China. Think about it. Why do you think it is so important for colleges and universities to keep up their enrollment of international students? Is it to maintain a diverse student population, or are tuition fees the reason? In sports, Lewis Hamilton from Mercedes has secured his seventh Formula One championship. With this, he is now tied with Michael Schumacher for most wins. Hamilton handled dangerous wet conditions early in the race, overtaking the only other racer, teammate Valtteri Bottas, who was still in contention for the championship title. Mercedes team principal Toto Wolff had high praise for Hamilton's performance, saying, "I don't see any of the motivation stopping." His fellow sportsmen led the cheers after his win, with high praise such as, "The greatest sportsman this country has ever produced," and "Greatest achievements in the history of sport." There have also been renewed calls for him to be knighted. Think about it. In some races, people who keep winning will have extra weight added to their car to level the playing field. Do you think this is something Formula One should do? Why or why not?